It's a cold one today. Pretty but cold. The wind's finally calmed down. Of course, you can see my windmill right there. It's turning. So there's still air, but it is 4 below out here right now. And of course, right there, let's see where are we at. Right there, open water still on the pond. That's a good thing. It's good to have open water year round on a pond. Here in Iowa, that's a little bit harder to do, but a windmill will do it if you're in the right spot. So the windmill's going, still got open water. Sun's starting to peek up. It's 4 below. We had like 20, 25 below wind chills all night, and it's cold. So I'm going to step down here and have a peek at the pond and get the day started. See what we can do today. And got a guy coming to get some of the last of equipment, so we're hoping tractors start up. And of course the diesel pickup didn't want to start this morning, so switching over to a gas burner. We got to go to the barn, get our livestock tended to, and try to keep stuff alive through the weather. Got 6 to 8 inches of snow coming tomorrow. Make sure we're ready for that. Get stuff in place. Gotta have the plow truck where you can get out and get stuff out of the way so you can plow. You don't want anything where it blows around. So we're getting ready for that. And that's what we're doing today. See how that goes. While I'm waiting for some time, I think I might build a nice big shelving unit for what we call the lean-to, which the lean-to is that. And it's, I don't know what it is. It's coming off the side of that machine shed. We insulated it a little bit. So that's our lean-to. That's our shop. We don't heat it, but it's there. So I might build some shelving units in there today to get some stuff up off the ground. Bide some time until the guy gets here to load some equipment. There's a pond. If you look real careful, you can see the fog lifting up off the pond. So pretty neat, pretty entertaining. Okay, doing a little intro to a video here. It's pretty boring in the winter time, but we have slick roads. That makes things more exciting. So here's the slick roads in the way home video. So you just have to be careful. They're not terrible, but you could have an accident if you're not careful. Okay, we're going to take these tools and put on that wall up there, because there are tools that my dad has had since he was a very young man. And my dad really has built this farm from something very, very small into, well, we're a two-man operation, father and son, 68-year-old, 36-year-old, and we farm 3,600 hogs and 600 acres. So that's a pretty good operation to have built up. And that was his start right there. And those mean something to me. I got a crowbar and a sledgehammer that we're going to put up there too. And I might show you those, get a hold of them, grain scoop. And some of the stuff that it was the originals. So they get retired and they get a place of honor. We're going to make a place of honor on that wall for them. It is going to be our own little museum, our own little retirement wall there. So that's the plan. I want to show you what a sledgehammer head looks like. Now you got that sledgehammer head, right? Now I want to move right over here. Now that's a man's sledgehammer. All this mushrooming there, that's from absolute being used and beat. over years and years and years. That's about 1.5 times as big as it started out. You know, all this would have came out here just flush. But nope, that's mushroomed out. That is a hammer that's going to go up there. Now the wood handle broke off 40 years ago, and my dad took and welded into it a steel water pipe here, steel pipe. And we had, growing up, this was always a sledgehammer. I didn't even know sledgehammers had fiberglass or wood handles. All I knew is that they had steel, round, smooth, slick handles, and we used this sledgehammer with a water pipe welded to it. And finally, after about 15 years of that, this broke here, and we put this re-rod in. And it's still a good, functional, really dandy sledgehammer. We love it. It's better than you'd think. It's not nearly as hard to deal with as you would think. But that one is going to go up on the wall of retirement. Because, well, we can afford better now. But that's the sledgehammer that built this farm. That one's over there. It ain't seen a lot of use. Still got the wood handle. Still ain't mushroomed. Now that is a well-used sledgehammer. Okay, I want to show you the finished product of what I have here. That, and you can see it's up high. So they're out of reach, and I put them out of reach for a reason. Those tools are the tools that built this farm, and they deserve to be retired. They have done their due, and as tempting and as nice as it would be to go ahead and continue to abuse those poor things, they deserve to be retired. That call that a silage fork here. That's a silage fork. And that pitchfork looking thing is a silage fork or shavings fork. That's a grain scoop. And it's supposed to be like 6 inches longer than that. And that's a machete. That's my dad's sledgehammer, crowbar, some tin shears, fencing pliers, a couple of pipe wrenches. It's just been completely wore out and dull because they've been used so much. That's the framing square. That old funnel right there, it's made a couple round trips under the hood of a semi. And I thought, and that's actually what made me think of doing it. I said, if it made it down and back from in the semi, it deserves to have to go out to pasture and enjoy the rest of its life. And that's a handsaw and a hacksaw, and pretty basic tools, but they're kind of special to me, so they get a little place of honor there. And that writing right above right there says the retirement wall. So it's kind of our own little mini museum there. Okay, we're going to show you Lemuel getting a haircut tonight. So he's got his sheet on. That's just an old bed sheet. And if you notice, right back there is a clothespin. Pinning it on. And the girls are watching. Say hi, Eliza. Hi. Say hi, Caroline. Hi. And over here we have Isella. She's recording too. So she's got a spotting scope and she's got a tripod with a recorder on there. So we're going to just show you some stuff here, giving a haircut. We can't remember the last time any of us have ever been to a salon or barber. I've never been, so.
I've never been there. I've never been.
So Emma, have you ever been to a barber or salon or anything?
No.
Oh yeah. See, we just do all our own hair cutting.
No,
Okay, let's see what we got. Here are our weapons. And let me make sure that we're going to be right here. So here, I'll show you some. I got this kit off of Amazon, and I have. This is a wall. See, this is a wall. I don't know, the light's too bright there, but it's and you might not be able to see here. I'll cover that up. Okay, so that might not focus, but what that is right there is a guide, and it shows the different lengths. So in here you have different blade sizes.
Hi guys.
And you can go from, that is a deep blade, so you snap that on, and that's not really a standard thing. That's a 1 inch, so you can cut hair and leave it pretty long. Now that's actually 3/4, but it goes all the way up to 1. So the 1's going to be the light blue. You grab it, light blue. Right here, down, the red one's going to be 1/8. So all the way down to 1/8. If you want 1/2 inch, you just do the orange.
Okay.
We usually cut Lemuel's hair at purple, which is a 1/4 inch. And we just go ahead and do his whole head. We just go ahead and do his whole head at a 1/4 inch. So we snap that on here, and I'll plug it in, and we'll shear him. So
Can I flip it back over?
the table is getting spread apart. We need to get that put back together. Okay, don't mess. Emma, if you want to flip it back over and do some filming, you can. Okie dokie. Why don't you give me a trash can over here, Emma?
Okay. I'll get 2 trash cans.
Oh, well, let's do one that's not very full. Okay, that's not a good one. We don't have to let it all hit the floor so bad. Lemuel does a really good job. Lemuel does a really good job of sitting still for a little boy. Hey, Emma, go now. Okay, let me show ya. Emma, make sure he can see the camera. You get behind the camera and see if they can see this. Is that on the camera? You see that? He fell when he was like 3, and he went forward off of a little step into the back of a piano at church and split his head open. And then he got it stapled together, and the lady, I'm glad she stapled it together. We went to, I don't know, it wasn't even the ER, it was urgent care on a Sunday afternoon after church. And the lady doing it, I think she didn't do a good job. And since then, I stapled, come here, Eliza. Eliza, here, pan that over here, Emma. Eliza had a gash cut open under her chin, and I stapled that one together at home and glued it. She doesn't even have a scar. You can't see anything. But she hung on to a storm door on the wind, and she opened a door when she was like 3 and she shouldn't have, and the door caught in the wind, and the wind jerked her and the door out and threw her like 5 foot off the steps, and she landed, and then she let a rock gash her open. I came in here and I squoze that together really nice, skin to skin, stapled it, and then glued it, and it was perfect. Lemuel, they just kind of stapled it together, and the skin wasn't together, and they didn't glue it,
And now he's got a big ugly scar back there.
And I never
Next
got
time something like that happens, I'll probably just do it myself, and he won't have that big ugly scar.
And I never got staples.
Caroline's never had staples.
What I'm doing, I'm going to be very careful next time.
Yep, Lemuel's learned to be careful.
I never got staples, but I got hood. And I never got staples.
Okay, so we get most of the hair off. Is that in the frame pretty good? Okay, we get most of the hair off, you see. And actually, if you really wanted to do a good job, but see, he's only 5 and his hair is still a little thin. You could actually go shorter on the sides and longer up top. And if you want to do shorter on the sides, you start shorter on the bottom. And when you go up, and what you do when you get closer to the top to blend it, you can tip your, and as the curvature of the head goes that way, and you come up, don't keep following it like that. So you could put a shorter blade on here, and as you go up, you kind of tip your hand down, and it'll blend shorter to long. But his hair's still kind of thin, and it's still kind of toddler hair, so he doesn't need to have shorter and longer here. So we can take it all off. We're going to brush his head good here, and then we're going to look for what we call stragglers. And when you peel it back, there'll be a couple long hairs, and you got to go over it again, and we'll get them all. Get all the stragglers shaped out. Back here, you have to go in every direction. See, like here you catch some, because this is swirly. Everybody's hair is a little bit different back here, but he has hair laying every direction back here. So you have to go at it from every direction back here. And then we'll just catch around the ears. And when you go around the ears, you take your blade off. You'll lay it down, and you be very, very careful. And this thing's like a knife now. It'll just cut all the way down to the skin, and you square up around the ears. See, there's a long hair, and you can just you gotta eyeball it. And if you make a little mislick, and you go, you're coming along here, and you're like, it'll be bald there. So don't be. You got to be careful, but you can eyeball it. He's got some long hairs here around the corner of the head. We try to frame up, and we just have, it's a simple little haircut for a boy. And it looks good, and it's cheap enough to do at home, and goes well. So then we throw them in the shower and shower them off.
Y'all come back now. Here.